You are listening to 100 Wealth Building Secrets with James Marshall. James Marshall is a registered investment advisor and president of Marshall Wealth Management. His registered investment advisory firm is registered in Texas and Kentucky. For 30 years, he has been educating, advising, and managing wealth for diverse families all over the country. This podcast is about different concepts of wealth building, some financial, some emotional, physical, and yes, some spiritual. The bottom line is you will leave with some knowledge, and knowledge is wealth. So whether you're walking, running, exercising, or having your choice of beverages, no judgments here. Clear. Then open your mind and get ready for some life-changing financial lessons. It's your time. Here's your host, James Marshall.
Welcome, Wealth Builders, to podcast number 66. Always be aware of your percentages. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Numbers rule our lives. Social Security number, PIN number, and your EIN number or employee identification number. Numbers are everywhere and they matter. Just make sure that you understand the meaning of your numbers. And the numbers I want to talk about today are in the form of percentages.
Yo, a fraction's a whole number over another. Just do the division to get the decimal number. A decimal's the one with the point to remember. And if out of 100, a percentage is better.
Being aware of and properly managing your percentages is a very important part of your wealth building strategy. You have heard me talk about diversification in past podcasts. I'm sure you remember I mention it all the time. And today, we're going to take a little deeper discussion into the importance of knowing what percentage of your money is in various parts of your investment portfolio. We will also revisit the concept of managing the percentages of your income disbursement. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. It's not what you keep, but where you keep it. But first, let's welcome back an old and much loved segment. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know, now you know, and if you don't know, now you know.
Today's question came to me at a holiday party of all places. And the person asked, what the hell do they mean by a soft landing? And what does it have to do with me and my money?
The chances of a soft landing are becoming less likely, and the Fed will probably need to be more restrictive or restrictive for longer.
Yeah, it's in the news everywhere.
Without reducing growth to a point where economic growth turns negative or recessionary.
You can't turn on a TV without a talking head mentioning.
Indicated their goal is to engineer a soft landing, which means to rein in demand to a point where prices stop rising.
Are we going to achieve a soft landing or not?
You know, the odds are never good because a little more than half the time soft landings don't happen.
Just remember, the concept of achieving a soft landing is when the Federal Reserve is able to increase interest rates just enough to slow down the economy and reduce inflation. They do this without slowing it down so much that we go into a recession. And a recession is a significant decrease in economic activity over 2 consecutive quarters. And recessions are not good. So, as you might imagine, there are many opinions on how to accomplish this. And this is, in fact, a balancing act of slowing the economy, but not too much and not too fast. Sometimes we get it right and land soft, and sometimes we get it wrong and land hard, right into a recession. The important thing is to have a strategy and an action plan, just like with your personal finances. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it can save you from financial messiness.
Now you know, and if you don't know, now you know.
Yo, so all we're doing is assessing our proportions. Like 1/2 and 2/4 are equally important, and 3/5 is like 6/10, which is also 0.6 or even 60%.
Knowing your percentages puts you in a great position to accomplish the so-called soft landing in your personal economy. Percentages that deal with your cash flow. What percentage of your monthly income is going towards income taxes, fixed expenses, variable expenses, debt, and of course, savings. If you are spending more than 30% of your income on debt, that is a problem, and it will hinder your wealth building efforts. If you're spending more each month on eating out than you're investing in your accumulation accounts, you might want to rethink your priorities.
Looking at a fraction and want to get decimal, getting to the point isn't really too technical. So let's start by giving 3/5 a try. It's like saying 3 that's divided by 5.
Investments. What percentage of your money is safe and secure? I believe that this should be 50%. These are accounts like fixed index annuities, bonds, or high yield money market accounts and CDs. Well, what percentage is in growth? What type of growth investments should they be in? Large cap, mid cap, small cap, or international? I believe this should be 40% of your portfolio. Also consider including some rental properties into this mix, but cap that at 25%. And finally, what percentage is in speculative and positioned for aggressive growth? Now, I believe this should be 10%. These are those investments with high risk and high return potential. Investments like stock options, cryptocurrency, private placements, etc. So just remember, 50% fixed, 40% growth, 10% speculative.
Now to go from the decimals to the fractions, put the number over tens, hundreds or thousands. Say for instance we took 0.6, ignore the decimal and leave the number, that's it. And
what about your retirement income? What percentage of your retirement income is coming from a fixed source such as Social Security or pensions? Income that you can count on every month. What percentage will come from your investments by way of dividends, interest, and investment income from real estate, rental properties? And what percentage of your income, if any, will come from part-time work? This is something you want to consider before you retire. Don't try to answer these questions after you retire. And then we go to estate planning, or some people call legacy planning. Knowing those percentages is very important as well. Where is your wealth? What percentage is in accounts that escape probate? Accounts like 401k, 403b, IRAs, annuities, and life insurance policies. What percentage of your estate is subject to estate taxes? How much in taxes is your estate projected to pay? How can you reduce these taxes? All of these percentages are important for you to effectively manage your wealth deliberately and on purpose. But the key thing is to start now with planning. And planning is how you build wealth. And until next time, keep building wealth. Peace.
You have been listening to 100 Wealth Building Secrets with James Marshall. Keep increasing your knowledge by going to marshallyourmoney.com and check out our educational videos, newsletters, and calculators. There you can also sign up for your free copy of his book, 100 Wealth Building Secrets. Like this podcast and follow it on podbean.com. You can also follow us on social media platforms: Facebook, Black Family Wealth, Twitter, James Marshall at Marshall Wealth, Instagram, Marshall Wealth, LinkedIn, James Marshall, and on YouTube, James Marshall Financial Educator. Email your questions or thoughts to James at marshallyourmoney.com. Thank you for listening. And remember, we build wealth one family at a time.
I know you can. I teach you how to save. Don't waste your money, but bank your money. Don't spend your ends. I teach you how to save. Your bank account will be spilling out with them dividends. I teach you how to save. Rule number one, if it ain't making money, it ain't making sense.